Hi folks, we continue with our coverage of the 8 Regents of Westeros tournament with another Martell game. So it's 1-0 after game 1 in this pairing, Martell against Baratheon. And I can now show you how game 2 went, and you will be able to see it from my perspective because this is my game against Jim Hansen. And let's have it. So, yeah, I can tell you that I tried to find many solutions for some Bara stuff, and the testing honestly didn't go that well. But the end I settled for this one, Knights of the Realm, and it's against Bara Crossing, which could be very fast. So if the 6 cost Robert enters play, some superior claims and stuff like that can go pretty quickly, I fear. So mulligan into some econ, which is better than the first hand, but actually nothing works out. I need to set up one of those bestow characters, and I really don't want to, so it has to be Cletus and Darkstar. And actually just good that I did that, because Courtney is there and would block my agenda. I would only get 2 cards. Okay, it's not 1, but only 2 wouldn't be so great. So, and still King's Road is in hand. Yeah, I want to have Bang rather than Ricasso come in with as much gold as possible, of course. So Maiden usually is the best opening, and then you can play Behest with the Maiden already behind you. But I was gambling here that if there is a late Summer Feast, I better know about it and just play Behest into Summer Harvest, and well, it isn't, so either it's Behest into Maiden or it's Behest into Summer Harvest, and I was just going for 8 gold because I have expensive characters that need to be bestowed there. And now what? So Jim lets me go first. And yes, I don't want Melisandre to kneel Darkstar, and I don't want Red Priest to take my best cards. So Begging Brother is in the deck precisely for that reason, and could be a priority. So he would cost me 6 fully loaded. I have 10 gold to work with. And now I actually can also play in Doran's name, right? For 3. So I'd have 8 more gold to work with. Yeah, just checking. Should I just play Begging Brother and pass? Or should I go for the gold? Because it won't get... I mean, it's weaker than in future rounds, just 3. Well, still, it's kind of like bounty, but okay. And this is great as well. Yeah, against crossing can kneel out so much, but it would mean that I play this guy with 2 gold. Might absorb those triggers pretty quickly though, Baratheon, with all other stuff. But this just seems like a really good card in this specific situation. The reason I'm waiting is because, okay, Darkstar with Sword of the Morning seems like a really good one, but he doesn't have a power icon, so do I put it on Ricasso instead and pull characters into the power challenge, because Bara characters will almost always have the power icon, and you can get them all at the same time. That's my decision. Well, going for Darkstar and see what happens. Has some weird abilities. He stealths one character and takes the icon of that same character. And he wants to pull characters into the challenge now with Sword of the Morning, which is kind of maybe a little bit of anti-synergy in certain situations, but it can work out. Plenty of gold to work with for Jim though to get more characters here. Yeah, but as long as they share icons, can pull them in. Well, no claim sock coming, so it's not the best. But now he can defend himself a little bit better. And is there going to be a reducer as well? Or a bodyguard? Yeah, good news for me, I guess. So he can pull Robert and Courtney in the military challenge. The problem is, can't win it in that way. So I have to admit that I got maybe a bit of tunnel vision here. I was concentrating so much on how Darkster can deny crossing, just kneel them out, clear your way for the other two challenges. I thought, okay, can get them in the military stealth Selisi, take her icon, do two challenges unopposed. But really, I think the play here is to stealth one of these two, right? And just make sure military goes through. Stealth one, pull the other one into the challenge. And there's nothing to claim. Courtney would have to go, probably. Or Selisi. Either way works out for me just fine. Good to Harris though for Jim, because he keeps exactly 10, but still. I'd have to probably lose the Begging Brother at that point, or Darkster. I think stealth past Courtney and pull Robert into the challenge. Robert isn't getting claimed, so pull Robert into the challenge. He can win on defense, get his power or whatever, and you take Courtney's power icon, and Selisi is still there left, and one of those two gets claimed, probably Courtney at that point. So just really need to deal with Selisi, and you have characters that can do that still standing. I think that was the play, but pulling attacker intrigue icon and pulling the other two into the challenge. Just going to lose this now. Clear my way for the other challenges. It's not the worst thing, but I don't think that was the best possible option. Now watching it back. And is Robert going to put power on the faction card? He does. That's there to be taken now. Yes, Selisi, it is crossing, so she'll have 2 strength, so whatever challenge she does, Begging Brother can defend, right? So I can just do the other 2 challenges. Ooh, and that's a nice hit. That's a very nice hit. Would be free with Selisi and put it on Robert, and suddenly it's trouble. Good job, you can't do Warhammer anymore. It also just intimidate on every challenge, although I think you could play Core Robert if you really wanted that effect. Although, on the other hand, I've bestowed Ricasa now, so Klitus is actually really helping win initiative, and then Sword of the Morning still kind of deals with the Relore Swarm. So Silis is going to kneel out Ricasso and make sure Bara wins dominance here. And it's 3-2. But I feel like I had a pretty decent round. Still have King's Road in hand. And the nightmares for whenever Robert is actually doing his thing on the attack. So I can kneel out my guys for Robert and Courtney with Forced March, but it loses me Darkstar, so that's not great. I was looking at you win or you die also, but if I manage to kill one, then it would make sense to go military again with 2 claim, but since I failed, I'm not going to pressure now. And there's my Sword of the Morning option gone, because it's king in the north, so what to do? Do I want to go second? Celise is not coming, so she still triggers the 6 cost 1 with king in the north because it's a forced reaction, but we have the other one in play. And if nothing can trigger, I don't see any huge danger. Okay. Can play out the 2 characters or 1 character, which leaves me gold for Water Gardens to be already in play for next round, and Nightmares for Robert and Doran's game if there's a chance to trigger it. Honestly, should be their stealth on Darkstar, so it's not fully loaded, but it is 4, right? 4 power. Jim's icon also blocked now. And she doesn't trigger, which is okay. But there is another Azor High Reborn. Ooh, and the Red God's Blessing on Courtney, so now there's 3 characters that are potentially attacking there. Okay, so there isn't Claim Soak, which means, I mean, there's Shireen. But if I do military, that's 1 character gone. It's either going to be left unopposed or one of the pretty impactful characters will have to kneel. Honestly, Sword of the Morning again would be pretty amazing here. Although, in hindsight, I think it's better on Ricasso than it is on Darkstar. Apart from the fact that if you pull them into the power, you lose power almost for sure. You have to look for a win with those Duran's games and such. Whereas if you clear your way on the military challenge, there's still power to be won. I was considering, I have Tourney, of course, as the closer in this deck, and I already have a pretty big number of knights. I could have kept that to the spears for next round on the Tourney to have them attack in 2 challenges, and I'd probably get Darkstar's ability and Sword of the Morning back. So sounded like a pretty good deal, but still not bad because I have Darkstar in 2 challenges now with stealth. Yeah, just checking if this still passively works to increase strength. Can attack with 9. So really the only way is to defend with both. Who do I want knelt more? Robert will participate in every challenge in which Courtney is attacking also, so just kneeling out Courtney. But I don't think Jim will bother, right? No. And as expected, Shireen goes. This round I'll be conceding some power, I think. But it will require Jim to pretty much leave stuff unopposed. This one can't be stopped. 0 gold, so I'll get my 4 power for the runs game. Ooh, and hitting Relentless Assault. There's still 3 characters there. And plenty of strength. Yeah, power is more worth defending probably for Jim, so it will kneel one out. Need Robert, right? And then you have the other 2 standing to participate with Robert and just win the 2 challenges. He could leave this one and then do all 3 back. Get the crossing as well. But it is dangerous. Kind of running away with this. And yes. I can play Nightmares to stop the double renown. Stay well ahead. King in the North not so great here. Well, it stopped Darkstar just ruining the round for Jim, but imagine Courtney being active and Relentless Assault still in hand. Then you can do stuff, right? He participates with Robert and there's massive renown if he doesn't get Nightmares, which he did, but yeah. And this one I can't stop, so I'll be losing my former champion. But unless there's more ghoulies or something, I should have more knights and bound to draw some characters, right? Just thinking which one to use on defense, because they don't share icons, so is Courtney going to do power or is he going to do military is my question. Seems like he kind of has to do power. So I left myself the power icon, but then actually in the moment I figured I'm nowhere near to being able to stop superior claim, so can't think of any other punishment. Just leaving it unopposed, it will give Jim 1 more power, but it will also give me 1 more power because I win dominance with the standing Ricasso. And then I stay on 9, and 9 is closing territory if I get good cards. Now it's not a bad forced march, but the Zoro High Reborn is slightly annoying. So I have 2 expendable characters to trade for those 2 standing ones. Tourney I have how many? 3, but no more to the spears. And they don't win necessarily, and I have you win or you die. And actually this is not bad at all. Jim's trying to win initiative, but it's not to be. I mean, I have 16 with Clitus, so could have played borderline some counting coppers. Well, I could have played counting coppers and still won initiative against this, which is quite crazy. Now it's time for the calculation. So we have 5 plus King's Road is 8, plus the other King's Road is 10. And the Water Gardens. I can play out absolutely everything here. See, we already die, so there's no penalty. May as well do it. And I have Water Gardens for this. And a very prominent House Dane character. I'm thinking I might win. Yeah. It was good, you win or you die. But just got the first two cards. What was it? What were the first two? I think it was Aerys and to the Spears or something. That's still not bad, to be fair. Still kind of nils everything out on his side. And this is well worth cancelling. Keep my to the Spears. I really wanted him to spend the gold so that I didn't have to worry about privileged position. Just considering here, can I just do a power to stop privileged position from working and then play to the Spears? But no, not really. Here we go. Yeah. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. Could have done with the Doran's game, so I just win on the intrigue. Yeah. I mean, you can put everyone in military. Well, it's not tourney though, right? On tourney, you put everyone in the military, and then in the name of your king gets played or something stupid. It's not going to be played in a crossing deck where you then cannot initiate military challenges unless you're really sure you'll be winning initiative. Which, to be fair, Jim played the maiden and this plot, so. But I don't think so. They can all just go in this one, and I have enough to win even if I pull all of them in. So can stop her having a power icon for when I'm done, and I'll be able to intimidate Silisi surely. Yeah. Plus 2 characters need to be claimed somehow. I think this is already pretty much guaranteed now, so we still have to claim intrigue just to clear out some potential surprises on the power challenge, which I don't think there are any. Can take an icon in case a surprising stand happens. And I have to claim unopposed power with 2 renown. Yeah, I don't think I'll have any excuse really to complain about luck or anything like that for the rest of the tournament, because this is just some obnoxiously good draw. Sword of the Morning. I can tell you there was just one in the deck and one done, but look at them now, in play and in play from round 1 basically. So what can you do? The only thing I really wanted was the Begging Brothers to stop Red Priests and Melisandre just ruining my game. So those I had in the deck, and fair enough to draw them, but yeah. The Darkstar stuff always a bonus. Yeah, couldn't beat some other options in testing with this deck. Would have needed to play something else, but yeah, you take your chances, and this time it worked. Okay, so thank you all for watching this one. We'll be back with the other Martell games this round. Hopefully I can record most of them. Slightly busy over the weekend, but we'll see if we can get them. If not, get a few more shortly, at least.